Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin.
What? Who? What was that? That was a huge one of you.
Dutch Ewok Kebab. Manda Demon Sub.
Outrageous. A miniature game based on a game based on a video game. That sounds hauntingly familiar.
No Crispin. Still no hot tub. Hello, Mr. Crispin.
No football. It's a filthy international break. It's outrageous. That's why we're all so upset.
Well, as you've seen, I've rearranged the windows a wee bit, so there's a more of us.
More of us.
Less of the background.
Ooh. You can't see your little comic face thing on your comic face thing.
Yeah, but nobody wants to see that.
That is a young Rich Evans, and then behind me is a hillbilly-looking Jay and Mike.
Hello,
it's good.
Martin.
It's good times.
Welcome.
We do. That's true. But people keep telling us we've not played any of the big teams yet, and they're right, Martin. We've not played anybody above us in the league so far. We're great. Fun times. Fun times.
Has Ben put up the article yet for the Ask Me Anything? No, he hasn't.
No.
Oh, what a shame. Ben, what are you doing?
Ben's not doing anything. Ben wanted to put up a forum post where people would just comment below. And Warwed will make a form that people can fill in, and then it just goes into us. And so you can't see what anybody's typing and nobody other. And then hasn't got around to doing that. So it's like, can we not just do the forum post? Do we need to add a layer of technology to everything? I don't feel like we do. As a man who likes to push toy soldiers around a board a lot, I feel technology does not need to be involved in any of this at any time ever.
As has been proven by the fact that I put out a hot topic on that subject,
yes.
Interaction does make conversation, brings up new ideas.
Yes.
So, well, I get why you would like that data to be easy digestible, but
I don't know. I don't know why it's doing it.
You can do too much.
Well, in this case, we're not doing anything. So
which isn't much.
So we're not having to do anything at all, which is great. Yeah, we've reached peak not enoughness. If anybody wants to ask any questions, send them on a postcard or the back of a stuck down envelope to number 73, Maidstone, Kent.
No. Hello, I've been Head and Jill. Yeah, Tom got the spam hammer out. There have been some egregious accounts in the last days again.
Oh, they're desperate. There's a particularly annoying Dutch one. It just keeps popping up all the time, and every time you think you've whacked it down, it reappears. How's it going, Cheesney? It's not you. It's somebody who keeps setting up projects for colouring in books.
Oh yeah.
But they're Dutch. Just keep getting fucking project after project of colouring in things. Go, please stop. Is there like a massive industry for colouring in books in the Netherlands? What is going on with that?
Potentially, I'm going to say yes, because when I'm over there and dining at the pancake ship, there's always the placemats with colouring in stuff.
Yes.
So there seems to be a hidden industry of sorts.
Makes sense. I see where you're coming from. What's the weather like with you?
Lovely 6 degrees outside and dry today.
Right. It was dry here as well. Sharp. So a bit cooler than it normally is. And it's been foggy.
Oh, yeah.
The fog only appeared as the sun went down. I'm not saying it's very foggy, but I think I just seen some pirate undead walking past carrying a gold cross. For fuck's sake. Not sure what's going on with that.
You know what they say, remain indoors.
Always. I sent Jamie Lee Curtis out to fetch me milk.
I'm surprised Games Workshop haven't put out a Warhammer coloring book. I'll bet you there is one.
I think they have. There's like a whole series of things, books for kids.
I'm pretty sure I've seen
So
that. Get them
hook 'em while they're young. See? I'm back on the incredibly expensive small tins of black stout this week.
Oh.
Because I was very impressed with them last week. Although I ended up drinking one of them in the wrong order. I think I had my Warrior, the peated Imperial whiskey. Yes, I had that one first, which ruined everything else for me. I still haven't done the OM script on the can. The top of it is definitely Gill. The bottom of it doesn't make any sense. Now, it is Loch Gill Brewing Company. So I'm wondering if the bottom is supposed to be something else. But it's only 1, 2, 3, 4 letters long. So I don't know. Don't know what's going on with it.
Maybe it's numbers. It's a date or something.
No, it wouldn't be that.
And
Stay away from numbers.
having some Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire tea.
Hello, Dave.
Tea. It's a tea that whenever you pour the hot water on it, it just goes, "You bastard, that's scalding."
Now it goes, woof!
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Anyway. Bastard. Oh, man. Oh, I did exactly the same last week. I think that's the first one I opened.
You spill it all over your keyboard.
No. But it's fizzier than I expect from a stout. It's more like a Mackinson stout. I presumably that's because of whatever random shit they're putting in these. What flavour are you? Oh, you're the chocolate one.
So, I've seen you having picked out quite a list today.
Have I though? Some of them are just in there for me to mock.
Okay. Oh, that's fine then. Then let me get my mocking pencil right.
Mocking pencil.
A poking stick.
Where am I going to put my empty? I've got Maladin beside me and I don't want to leave fucking stout rings all over something for an unboxing. Oh, sorry, Maladin. I guess I will.
This miniature is half a can high.
Drink 3 cups in any weather. I seen a weapons expert get really annoyed with that spit bullet technique that they did. Wasn't a fan. So yes, we're going to start with chlorophyll.
Everything's green, so green.
That's the way of it. All about that green light. Is about to start work on Operation Sandtrap. Operation Sandtrap. We'll be starting with just the 3 soldiers aside. So far it's just a case of getting them out, getting them cleaned up and primed. However, I don't know if people see the news today from Corvus Belli about N5, where they were banging on and on about it being released now, essentially. I think they said they would have it out in the updated stuff on the 18th. So at least they've given a heads up a week in advance. It's been delayed. Now I imagine it's been delayed because so many people were asking them when the golf rules were going to be introduced. And they've realised that I was bang on the money with Operation Sandtrap. And what they need to do is go back and hastily come up with a fucking golfing game to add into it. Because I'm a fucking legend.
Oh, Dave just got the reference about Sandtrap. Happy to help.
Nice.
Speaking of cleaning up, today I was watching a YouTube video of some prominent painting dude. I forgot the name. And I think if you had seen that video, I must have heard that scream of yours, because he was talking about cleaning up miniatures. If it's on the front or on the side where you look down on the miniature, yeah, clean it up. But when it's from below or behind, don't care.
Right. What an oddball.
Yeah, well,
It's like a halfway house of mediocrity. I mean, you should clean them up. That way you don't end up with shitty looking miniatures. But I know some people don't like cleaning things up, so they just don't bother. And those are your two things. But this one where they're going, I kind of clean it up and then give up on it. It's the Steve Gutenberg of cleaning miniatures up. It's just mediocre.
I do get his point that he says, yeah, I'm not going to clean this part up, though it's facing up because there's going to be an armor plate in front of it and you will never see it. So he's not even painting it. So yeah, I get why that's not get cleaned up, but everything else, why?
Dirty undercarriage, Orinoco. You're right.
Oh, good day, Orinoco and Toros. Hello.
Like the lock-picking lawyer. Outrageous. Anyway, yeah. So this was just me, more or less, going, oh, poor Chlorophyll. Have to wait. To be fair, it means he may actually have his 6 models painted by the time the rules are released. So, in that respect, win. There's no longer a mad panic on it.
Will Corvus Belly also add additional
Good one, Dave.
of putters and bats?
Oh, I would imagine so. If you're not going to add a whole golf bag and clubs, what's the point?
I'm pretty sure someone is already designing 3D printable stuff just to add them to their N5 miniatures at some point. Replace all the close combat weapons with...
Oh, I would. Oh, could you imagine Oni Waban, fucking JSA Space Ninja coming at you, but instead of a monofilament katana, he's just wielding a 3-wood at your head. Oh, I might have to find where I've put my JSA.
Yes, I can very much imagine.
Of course, it's the future. It'll be carbon fiber anyway. So
one of them needs to be the what's it called? The boy that carries the golf
caddy.
Bag. The caddy. Yeah, you need one caddy.
Standing behind everybody. Just another bucket full of fucking things.
Number 3 iron.
I need to take this fucker's head off. Give me a sandwich. And a gopher. Well, thankfully there's enough explosives about to keep rid of the gophers. It's good. It's good times. Need to blame me for the gnomes. I think you'll find I'm not to blame about the gnomes. If anyone, that's Jill.
Yeah, it's pretty sure Jill it's all Jill's fault.
Casey Jones, 3-wood, and hockey stick.
Train.
They also work. Anyway, so yes, that's, like I say, that's just there for me to mock. Let's move on to actual things, what have been done by people.
TJ AFK has finished his Spocktober.
Yes, to Jack, boldly going where no to Jack has gone before.
Where no gnome has gone before.
I don't know what to Jack is, so they may have gone quite a lot of places. So we had been here, he was making bits and pieces for his Tiny Fighting Men games, and finished it off with a bunch of scenery, including a whole dose of ships.
And crashed ships.
Space boats, as they're known. and some very nice Klingon battlefield terrain as well. And these are just gorgeous. Obviously, all 3D printed, so you get to count the rings to see how old it is, which is good.
Just cut it in half and count the rings.
Count the rings. It's like somebody asked me what age do you think I am? And I went, I have to cut your leg off and count the rings. I don't think you'd let me, so let's just not worry about that. But yeah, the things like the crashed bird of prey is really nice. The shuttlecraft are great. The huge Klingon Kapla area.
Testing grounds.
I imagine it's called a Kapla. Kapla.
We should ask Tuffy. She probably knows.
Yes.
If there only was a way.
Oh, alas, we're just not that lucky. But I love this because it's something that gets missed out an awful lot from most of the games we play, especially science fiction ones. Putting big fuck off science fiction-y ships on the table. It happens so rarely.
And the best thing about science fiction ships, as mentioned in chat, you don't need any rigging.
No rigging. Why would you put rigging on any boat? Makes no sense. But the 3D printing's handy for that, I suppose, if nothing else. Just the availability of actual files and models.
Yeah.
So you don't have to make it yourself, because let's face it, there's nobody out there producing this shit that you can actually buy outside of the STL market, because it's extremely expensive, as anybody who's ever bought Armor Cast will know.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that Star Trek is one of those franchises that actually have a multitude of rather affordable model kits. Not everything, but most.
Yeah,
And they're simple kits.
But very few of them are anywhere near 1/56 scale, or even
That is true.
1/48. You know, so
that is very much true.
even things like the shuttlecraft. I don't think I've seen shuttlecraft because they're not sexy enough to get a kit. Big ships get kits in tiny forms.
The original Star Trek series shuttlecraft did get a kit.
The tricorder is really nice. I love the tricorder. I love all the little. They were the, what you call them, Data's evil brother, Lore.
Lore, yes.
They were the Lore logo from whenever he had his own breakaway colony of.
Runaways.
Yeah, runaways, but runaway Borg. It was the Borg thing. Anyway, I digress.
The fan
Fabulous.
base isn't defined enough.
It's good times. Anybody who wants to also discover a bit about Romulan language, there's a whole section of that where he just couldn't be arsed. Can't be arsed doing anything hobby-wise, but didn't not want to post. So instead of writing an actual linguistics paper, presumably for university, instead there's a nice post about Romulan society and linguistics. So it's good times. That diverts into other shite as well. But yeah, it's hilarious. So there you go. If you want to learn a bit about suppressing individualism for collective harmony, then you can find that in that post as well. Look, even the little teleport thing.
Yeah.
I'd need a comb and a bit of tissue paper to make the noise.
Dave is on a roll.
I say that, although he's given up now.
Yeah. She can't take it anymore, Captain.
No one wants to go on a Voyager with the Enterprise.
How long will it take you to repair this thing? 2 days. I give you 1 hour. I'll be ready in 30 minutes.
The Scotty defense. How long will this take you? Oh, it'll take me 3 hours, Captain. But how long will it take you? I told the captain 3 hours, but how long would it really take you? 3 hours. No, laddie, no. When he asks how long it's going to take you, you tell him 5. And then he'll ask you for 4, and when you do it in 3, you're a miracle worker. And I just love the idea with that as a frame of reference now, watching the original series and movies. Every time Scotty's talking to Kirk, he's just lying his fucking balls off.
And try proving the writers that they didn't think of that.
It's good times.
I mean, a proper chef, chief engineer would do that, I guess.
The master chef.
Just
oh, yeah.
always keep your uppers at a distance.
Anytime I was ever told to make plans, we always were told to always build in contingency time, always leave time for something to go wrong.
Yep.
If something needs to be done by Wednesday, have it planned to finish for Monday. So if it fucks up, you can have it Tuesday as a spare day. Otherwise, you're up all night swearing at Conquest Army.
Scotty was a union rep.
Shop stewards for the win. Makes sense when you think about it. After losing a finger in that phaser accident that time, made sure he was well on top of all the health and safety regs.
Mr. Dan Lee, doing frosty cold terrain.
Yes. It's a very short one. Frostpunk is a video game like
Yes, it is.
Asteroids or Frogger.
Yeah, more like Frogger, but then asteroids because you can actually die.
Oh, okay. So he decided to do a bit of trade for it in that aesthetic and came across the air scrubbing plant from TT Combat, which we have there built. No. He does, Dave, actually. Which is just hilarious. Anyway, the layout is set up, and the plan is to match it to a selection of images from the video game, as like what the kids would say, which is all very icy grey. I can see why they call it Frostpunk.
It's very frosty. Very challenging game as well.
If you say so. I find it best not to.
I've never beaten it once.
I've never played it at all. But you have this starkly contrasting industrial setting, a lot of brass, verdigris copper, wood kicking around in large amounts, very warm and rustic industrial thing. So decided to go with that. And I love this.
His painting experiment.
Yeah, because that shows you exactly how it's going to look on the final model because it's exactly the same material.
Yep.
There is a great note for people at home who are thinking about doing that. Also, for anybody who's thinking about doing it, Skeleton Horde looks like it has no real difference at all. Save your time, effort, and money.
It could be just wet.
It's just slightly darker. Tea will get the same effect. But yeah, nice
if it
idea
was
behind
tea,
it.
wouldn't it be T-Rain then?
No.
Sorry.
You shocking bastard. The painted one's nice, although it's still, like I say, that picture where it's painted, the Skeleton Horde looks like it doesn't exist. So I would say you could have probably saved yourself a step there. And a bottle of Skeleton Horde, which that's not going to be cheap from GW, you say. However, the finished one with all the snowy snow on it as well, it's cracking, absolutely cracking.
Oh,
A
Dave,
whole
you
pot
have
of
no
Skeleton
idea.
Horde. Oh, Dan. Oh, shame, shame. It's one of those things. It's too subtle. I think it's too close to the natural shade, so you kind of lose the effect. I suppose it does darken it somewhat.
Yeah, and I
suppose.
think it might also help to have a homogeneous surface once you start using priming, coating it with a varnish or something.
Yeah, not really. Yeah,
Looks better in real life, honest.
as far as the, I like how it looks. I'm just saying, out of all of the colours you chose, the Skeleton Horde is so close.
Close, no cigar.
Yeah. I'm not really getting the effect. Considering I painted a load of wood by the medium of soft tone, which I think is probably slightly darker than Skeleton Horde, but not by much. And then just layered it. I know how the final finish looks, because it does look different on camera for the whatever the fuck we did with that. What was that? Oh, Santa's there. But that could be something. I mean, obviously you're not going to do it now because you've flocked it. But if you went back and some of the wooden bits, you could give them a second coat or even a third coat, just randomly, just to change the sort of tone of the wood in places, as if there are multiple plankings. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, put an old plastic tablecloth down first. Well, that's the best way.
Makes cleaning up a lot easier most of the time.
To be brutally honest, anytime I do snow flock, I also wear a respirator these days because it is very fucking fine particles. But also, my respirator has baffle, so when I exhale, nothing comes out the front.
Just
And there's
goes to the
nothing,
side.
yeah, and there's nothing worse than accidentally coughing, sneezing, or breathing too hard, and covering your floor, trousers, or anything else in fucking snowflock that you will find for days.
Yeah, and at that same point in time, the mailman will ring at the door, and you will look like you have indulged yourself on the
The
stash of Fantasy Flight.
Fantasy Flight, yeah. To be fair, they've had me answer the door wearing the respirator mask and stuff in the past. They just let it go.
Have you told them you will refer to me as Lord Vader?
No. I just take the box off them and then they walk away as quickly as they can.
Back up slowly.
Yeah.
How's Lloyd doing with Rome? I think we all know the answer
me
to
check.
that one.
Not good from the looks of things. Doesn't look like anything's been lifted off that stack since, well, whenever the fuck I put those things on top of it.
1998.
Good times. Anyway, I quite like this because it's a very small, self-contained, cute little project.
Yes.
And that's what we want in life.
Since Rome 1. Martin has taken a book out of Ben's advice from Sunday.
Yes.
Why?
A page out of Ben's book.
Why would he steal Ben's books?
Rangers of Shattered Deepings. It's the nice one as well, the Modifius Super Special Edition. Rangers of Shattered Deepings. Which is nice. I know you only started today. That's why I thought I'd get in early. Because sometimes I just like to go, here's one you people should be following. But I was impressed by how much you managed to fit in only a day, which is absolute madness. So, like in here, Martin himself says he's got this sitting around forever. The miniatures have been painted for a while, not done anything with it. So,
Best to put them on the table.
yeah. Get in there, do the Lord's own work. And there's already some really nice little setups to play around with. It has that, I mean, it's another Joe McCullough, so it's another you only need 4 miniatures for this game, plus
20 bazillion monsters.
152 monsters, but you can get there slowly. I'm going to ask Hudson if Hudson will do the next time War Games Atlantic are looking for a sprue, they really need to do a creepy animal sprue. A sprue that has rat, bat, cat, snake, frog, toad, badger, spiders. Because there's so many of these style of games that require them, and they require them because years ago Warhammer Quest had them, and I think a lot of the games designers have them in their collections and therefore use them. But anybody who's had to buy 6 ice toads or 12 giant rats or whatever knows they're actual bastards to lay your hands on from a lot of companies.
Can you imagine a full sprue's worth of spiders, varying sizes, being in an envelope delivered to you know who?
I could. I not only could, I could do that because I have the spiders from War Games Atlantic. But that would give him spiders, which I want. Spiders are probably the easiest to find, but even then, but it's small. Could you just imagine just a sprue of dungeon creatures?
Yeah,
I think that would sell. I think people would
something
like that.
similar to the base toppers, the animal bone stuff.
Mantic has them. Mantic were doing, was that a resin set at one stage? Possibly. Eshin? Anyway, I don't know. But yeah, really nice looking set of heroes in here as well as the creepy monstros. Look, there's one of the Blue Moon Studios. Is that what they're called now?
There's
No.
rats.
Giant. I think they've changed their name. I can't remember what the fuck they are. Anyway, it's a big bear. He has a little shelf on his back because you can mount a dwarf on him. Just in case you've ever wanted to have a dwarf riding a bear.
Master Blaster, but in fantasy.
Yeah, well, Ben's ideal view of what Master Blaster should be.
He riding a bear.
I mean, why would you not? The amount of times it's been in my shopping cart, Martin, is not funny.
What was that?
That was a car which would probably move faster if you took his handbrake off from the sounds of things.
So it was a belt slipping.
I have no idea what it was.
Sounded like a belt slipping.
Removed the chair and filled it. Makes sense, I suppose. You don't want random dwarves hopping on you when you're attempting to clear out the old village of ghosts or whatever happens to be. But I'm looking forward to this.
Press on, trusty steed. I'm a bear, you fucking moron.
Yes. Yes, indeedly doodly. But yeah, the setup looks great. Obviously, there's some work to do, and I imagine Martin's project of battle reports will at some point get a battle report. I'm assuming the battle reports won't go into this one. This will just be for the creation and craft, and then your battle report project will get the battle reports from this.
And I'm guessing he will also do his painting on stream.
No, Jill, that's Blue Giant Studios. Giant Hamster Studios. They keep. I'll be able to tell you because I've got every fucking 2 minutes I get an email from them telling me they've got a sale on or something. I think I've got one at the moment. Blue Giant Studios. There you go. They used to be called something else. Something starting with A that nobody could remember, which is why they changed it.
That's the worst kind of company name, when people start referring to your company by anything but your actual name.
Yep, it's the way it goes. It's a good plan. Double down on the old clickies. Tell me this. Tell me no more. Martin, old buddy, old pal, old buddy, old pal. Did I not see you at one point play around with the concept of one of those TV screen tables?
That
Where the
must have been
image...
some days ago.
Or were we watching something and you commented on it that it was a great idea? Because I see them around a lot these days, where you just
Martin
go, here's...
has a projector mounted in the ceiling.
That was this. So you can project down onto the table. See, I remember things. Not
That's
names,
what you
faces,
get
times, or
for
places.
buying stuff with Google money.
But hobby-related stuff, I'm fucking great for that. Why not remember birthdays, anniversaries,
It just
any of that?
needs some kind of hobby-adjacent reference, and you will remember.
In like Flynn, you wouldn't believe.
So you might start not thinking about people's birthday, but remember what miniature that same day has been released.
Which is more important, to be fair. Birthdays come around all the time. The fog machine, I'm telling you, the fog machine I used was really good. I imagine you could probably get one from somewhere else. But let me think. The easiest way to find this is actually to go to my work email where the guy contacted me.
I think the biggest problem with these fogging machines is that you don't know how your terrain will react over time with the glycol-based fogging liquids.
Well, we talked about that. People do it. Some people say it gets a little bit sort of sticky, but if you're varnishing your miniatures, they'll be fine anyway.
Reptiles are doing fogging machines? How do they do that, Jill?
Oh, as in ones for terrarium things, so they can fill the cage without glycol, so you don't choke your very expensive lizard.
I mean, if all else fails, just get a cheap vape. And a little pump.
Oh man. I must have deleted that email. I can't be that old. I suppose it could be that old because I built that
Oh, that's
during lockdown, so that's
2 years ago at
years.
least.
No, 5 years ago.
Oh, fuck me.
And and I got it before that happened. So what do they call those Cromlech things?
The Gargan?
Yeah, well, it's got a special Cromlechy name.
Godbuster.
Jerry Can Light.
The Godbuster was 21.
Oh, that's not too bad then. But I got it 5 years ago and then did that.
And I only remember that because I have the Godbuster t-shirt with the year printed on the backside, so I know it's October 21 was the Godbuster.
Not to be confused
the
with
lizard is foreplay.
Blockbusters.
You people are the worst.
Are they though?
No, I love them. I love them all so
I
much.
see.
They keep me sane in this world. Or rather, they show me that I'm not the one who's crazy. It's just the rest of the world going fucking mental.
Who is out of those? Why, oh why, oh why?
Also,
Smoke and light
Demon
effects.
don't fuck the lizard. He will go pop. Just like pop goes the weasel.
Pop goes the weasel. I want you to go there, for fuck's sake. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, it might still be there.
Townsfolk zombies.
I am technically still here. I've not wandered off completely.
Martin,
So-
might I suggest getting some boxes of North Star miniatures and just bash them together?
Okay, right. This isn't ideal. He said in a high questioning voice. So the guy's name was Wayne. He builds these for cosplayers. He's done like an Iron Man suit and shit like that. And then the Costronica smoke device Type 1 looks similar to the one we had, because it also had the ability to light up, and it was all railed everything, but this looks different. However,
I'm guessing he's improved on the design in the last 4
I don't
years.
know, but if you go into Type 1 on the related products down the side, there's a adapter that you put on the end of it, and it gives you blanket of smoke. So the smoke goes through a tube and then is filtered out over a wide, thin area. So you get that layer of thing. In fact, I'll just click on that, can't I? This is what I was thinking about doing it with, because before we decided to put it in essentially Cromlech contacted us when the Nova charity was coming around going, did we want to do something? And I went, well, we've got those fucking death stompers you sent, and Warren and everybody was supposed to build one and nobody did anything. That'll shock you. There was 3 of them actually. So I built one and ended up fitting the light and smoke in it. But before that, because Wayne had sent this in advance for something else, and I was thinking setting it up for Frostgrave, for when we're doing Frostgrave Let's Plays, so you could have the layer of fog across the table, I thought would look fucking magnificent. And there were adapters so you could split the tube coming out of the fog machine, so you could theoretically have that under the table, have the pipes coming up 3 or 4 places, each with one of those little blanket ones, and have this fog all coming in from each edge, or keep it for the deployment zone edges or whatever, so you could set up in different ways. It was really cool. North Star cultist, blah, blah, blah. It, message the fella anyway, Wayne was his name, and see if he's still doing all the frippery and the like. He may be able to point you. I think that one may look smaller because there were various adapters that would hold either square batteries or 9-volt or multiple AA's or whatever, but it was all modular, so you could sort of clip and mess around with whatever bits and pieces you wanted. So yes. Anyway.
A lot of smoke, no fire.
I did that to the Gargant, yeah. Lit up his eye, belly cannon, and smokestacks. It's one of those things where I should really take a long, hard look in the mirror and go, no, before I start. Like that fucking ship with all the rigging. Should have said no to that one as well, but I didn't.
Well, the Gargant was for a good cause, after all.
Yep. Yes. The eye lit up as part of the same smoke system. You can plug in coloured LED things as well. So when you switched it on, the eye lit up, and then smoke issued forth. Well, actually, the eye lit up anyway, and then you could turn the fog machine on and off with like a car clicky thing. So it's remote. Anyway, have you seen Mantic's new zombies? Or not Mantic, the other people. War Games Atlantic. Seen their new zombies?
Not yet.
Oh. I think it's a box of 30 generic zombie bodies with ripped clothing, north and south, tops and bottoms, whatever you want to call them, and then a whole host of heads. So like tricorn hat, 18th century head, Roman head, Viking head, fireman, policeman. So you just paint up the ragged cloth. Oh no, it's outside my window. You paint up the ragged cloth whatever way you want. Napoleonic head for Napoleonic zombies. Then you just paint, like top half red, bottom half grey. Oh, they're British. Ooh, or paint them, blue and white for French. So they've just gone really generic, ripped clothing, but then a fuckload of heads. It's good. It's good times.
Heads as far as the eye can see.
Oh, definitely ask him. Let's go, Charlie, you magnificent bastard. I read your book. Indian chief and builder are also in there. Weirdly, there is a builder. I don't know if they do any Indians. I'm going to have a look while you look at this. This is Montague Blackwood, which, if anybody knows, my second favourite film of all time is With Neil Nye. Montague Blackwood. I will have him by buggery if needs be, but I will have him. Anyway, this is a whole host of weird and wacky fantasy stuff. Scenery, theoretically for Trainee Fest, but in actuality, my boys, oh, my dear boys, did I scare you?
Balls. No, moons.
Moons. That's no battle station. That's a moon.
Rock giant balls.
I happen to think the carrot far more beautiful than the geranium. Flowers are little sluts for the bee.
Yeah, this turned out really nice.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it's proper full on. I want a whimsically fantasy world for something like the multi-award winning Moonstone, and it has it in spades, even down to the floating rocks at the back.
Yes.
Which anybody who's played Warcraft are getting serious Nagrand vibes off that one, with waterfalls just coming off them. But those are great. The Commonwealth sun sticking out of the rocks that he sculpted by the medium of Das Putty is great as well. It's all great. I like also the scaling. It's a bit more rambunctious, in your face, chunky. Far more
exaggerated.
Far more than you need it to be. But I think it's really good because then when you've got things like the airships or the giants running around, they're not getting over the top. The Lego bow is what sets it off for me. It has to be said. Even down to the, we talked about that one before, the weird bally tree, that fungal spike. That was great. And then just absolutely went ham after that. What was I looking for before I got distracted? Oh, that's right, yes. Wargame Atlantic's new Wombies.
Zombie.
In your head.
Yes.
Look, he's got shades as well. The latest faction from the multi-award winning Moonstone. If they don't win both miniature thing again at next year's UKGE, I will eat my hat and the rope wearing it. There's a lot going on in this episode.
Do not eat the fez.
No. Fez is good. Fez is happy. There we go. Okay, so heads, right? Heads for the Wombies. And there's enough heads to do all Wombie bodies with all heads. So conquistadors, Imperial Roman legionaries, early. British Tommies, could be World War One, could be World War Two. Hats are practically the same. Some have covers on them, so more likely World War Two. British Napoleonics, tricorns, cowboy hats, a conical helm, so could be Viking, could be Norman. The choice is yours. French shakos, French World War One, which means there's probably British World War One, because they do French and British for World War One as well. If that makes sense. Some bear heads, a set of German style helms, a set of heads with generic modern stuff. So there is a builder, a policeman, peak cap, woolen hat on them. So just people you'd see sauntering around the streets. So, and then there's one line of hats which look like they are goths, as in the contemporaries of Roman and not Roman Smith.
Not dark, cladded, white-faced people.
Oh yeah, nail art stuff is fantastic for doing Moonstony bits.
People are saying this is a Lego bow. I disagree. It's too big for Lego. It's more likely to play mobile.
Yeah. But, there's only one way to find out, and that would be to find out who this person is, find them in real life and ask them, but we're not going to do that. Can't do that.
No, can't. Yes, both gods have dark eyes.
Dark eyes, yes, that is true. But yeah, so this is
nice sculpty work.
The sculpty work I particularly like, where it's just like I've got a big flat bit of DAS, and now I'm going to stick a picture, black and white stencil picture on the front of it, and sort of cut it out, and then build it up. You're thinking, really? Is that how you did that? That seems like madness that you went from that picture to that via the medium of anything, mate. But you do you. I suppose it gives you the proportions that you're sticking stuff on, and then you just have to kind of wing it from there.
Yeah.
Nail art transfers are great. Nail art stampy pads are also great for stamping things as well. Although more work, but it means you can do nice stampy things.
Stamp.
I get weekly emails from Moyu Nail Art Emporium in the UK.
Because you bought once?
I bought more than one.
Okay.
I've bought many times. There's my geek stamping one that's got like all sorts of shit on it. There's no way this will show off. Even if it didn't disappear, it's fucking... Oh, there we go. Actually,
shiny.
It is shiny. But you can see like all of those engravings.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jay's face. Hello, Jay's face. So they're just geek things like Spock doing the We Come in Peace thing, and then glasses and bits. But it means then if I'm doing a cyberpunk terrain or whatever, I can just go let's just stamp some of this random shit on the walls, like game over or little hearts and things. I did some stuff on my Infinity cars, what I got from that Infinity people years ago. There's a thing. Yeah, class. Anyway.
Chris been spocked so on so many dates.
Spooked on so many dates. Oh dear. One in the stink, Crispin. One in the stink. Mm-hmm. Just the worst. Anyway.
Guillotine! In the not so grim dark future, because they actually do look like pretty clean and not grim dark.
Yes. You just keep looking at pictures. The comments are talking amongst themselves now.
Yes, better not look.
Yeah, guillotines, Smurfs.
Space Smurfs.
We looked at these a long time ago when he'd just done the squad of turnip haters. Along with the sort of paint recipe, it's like, this is how I'm going to do them. And we're going, oh, these are all quite nice. Subsequent to that, he's done a Capitan and a Land Raider to chuck them all in. And you're saying they look relatively clean. I mean, they do. It's a crisp paint job. But even then, they're still weathering on the likes of the Land Raider and on the Captain and stuff like that as well. So it's clean, but it's not factory fresh.
Well, I'm just looking at the Captain, and I'm really having a hard time finding any dirt on him, even though he's stepping on a turnip.
Even though he's stepping on a Ned.
On
a
the
niddly
nads.
Ned.
He stepped him in the nads.
He jumped on his testicles. You can see all the little chips and stuff on.
Yeah, but that's chips. That's still clean.
Yeah, and the Land Raider's got dirt all around it and weathering from runoff off the cymbals. So, potato.
Not
Mr.
grim good enough.
No, well, I mean, at the end of the day, good. I think it's the answer to that one. Although, this must be a historic force because we wiped the Ultra Breeds out at GW Belfast. And nobody can take that away from me. They're all dead now. All gone.
It's a lost chapter.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Or maybe it's a flashback scene.
No, see, that possible. Possible.
If those are Space Smurf, who's the Space Gargamel?
Mortarian, probably. He wears a big black robe, doesn't he?
Might be. Gargamel is scrubbing his lederhosen. Gargamel never wore lederhosen.
We don't know. I don't think he ever took that black robe off. He could be wearing anything under that.
Technically, he's probably naked.
Stockings and suspenders, maybe. Yeah, it's nice to see just something nicely painted, isn't it? So happy I'm dumping so many stuff on fucking Ben. It's going to be hilarious.
The interior is almost wasted on the normal gaming table because you can hardly see it in a close-up. But
Well,
I like the attention to detail.
If he hadn't painted it at all, and you looked in, you'd go, oh, it's a bit dull. All he's done is dry brush it, or just sprayed it black and then ignored it. You know, it'll catch the eye.
If he allows the door to be open whilst gaming.
Might do, you never know.
It looks like he's magnetized it.
It would make sense because he has he's made the terrible mistake that most people plus GW did, which is where are the doors? And
Well,
where are the turrets?
well. Funny thing you should mention that. Let's run in front of the guns.
I
Yay!
always mounted the guns to the front because they're exactly the same hatch size. So you just go, oh, put the guns in the front, put the door behind, and we've got the assault ramp out the front. So you're now sorted. Because if you can't go out the assault ramp, maybe it's a bit too dangerous, in which case at least you've got the guns between you and whatever's shooting at you.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that gun can swivel 180 degrees, so if they're firing back, you're still jumping in front of the gun, technically.
Yeah, but if they're going towards the enemy and they're disgorging towards the enemy, then the guns should be firing towards the enemy.
Only in theory.
Oh, forward.
What about when they run away?
They have a special rule that stops them from running away, unless they've removed that from the game. They shall know no fear. Means they don't.
Run away, and then the big wooden, what's it called?
Horse
No,
of
bunny.
Troy.
The bunny drops from heaven.
I can't reach mine. It's over there. I've got a resin one.
Does it come with some insulting French?
They are in a different box down here.
Why am I not even surprised?
There's a great range of miniatures. I'm shocked you don't own them. Shocked, I say.
Well, I own a bigoter. I have a child. That's my excuse.
Seems like a dreadful waste of money.
Horses for courses.
Very
So,
expensive.
Mr. Grimwolf is adding to his ginormous project of Star Wars Renegades.
Yes/no. This is a new project, not the other ginormous one. So this is a new one for a new sector, set between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. The Korak sector is going to be where they're playing around, including a whole host of bits and pieces, drawing inspiration from the new Star Wars game, Outlaws, which means, as far as I'm aware, one person has bought Outlaws. So that's good. Unless they're just spending time getting stuff off the internet about it, in which case maybe one person hasn't bought Outlaws. Anyway, the opening crawl that sets the scene is all about how shit is kicking off with the Empire. Who would have thunk it? And then gives the sort of idea behind where the thing is going to be going to through the 20 pages of text we have so far. All being done like the West End Games Star Wars RPG, which, as we know, is the best Star Wars RPG they've released to date. And for those people who like AI art or just hate artists, maybe you were dumped by an artist. Who knows? There is the prompt.
Where the artist touched you.
Pretty much. There's the prompt for you to use Midjourney if you want to recreate West End game style artwork for your Star Wars game. This will be good because, like Punny said, there is an extensive RPG sector already in the project system by Grimwolf that he built up for a campaign with his group. So it contains, again, opening crawl, artwork, planetary system, individual planets, rundowns of notable people within them, all the narrative side as well. You can just go in and just take his Star Wars campaign wholesale for your group and go nuts with it. Likewise, I imagine the same will happen for this Korak sector, which means over time you'll be able to put together a several years long, multiple sector spanning campaign for Star Wars without having to do any of the legwork yourself, which is, at the end of the day, the dream. Just being able to kick back and do it.
Yeah, but just be careful if you get that that reference material into your group, best not to use it on your D&D group. That might confuse them.
Oh yeah, I imagine most people won't even have access to West End games. If you can't get West End games, Saga Edition is better than D20 because at least they attempted to add some of that back in. You know, having an arm removed in combat by a lightsaber makes you less good at combat and holding things in both hands. You know, shit like that. Whereas D20 is essentially Star Wars D&D. So it doesn't matter if you've got one hit point left or all your hit points, you're still the super spectacular magnetic person you always were, which takes any sort of realism or threat out of the game, which I don't like. You know, if Luke gets his hand chopped off, he should be screaming no and clutching at his wrist as he tries to run away from Darth Vader, not going, tis but a scratch. Have at ye.
Yeah, so Outlaws is the latest Star Wars video game you can play if you want. Zod, you need to go to watch Bad Batch, and no, Nick, Clone Wars is not mandatory for Bad Batch in the slightest.
Yeah, because I watch Clone Wars and I've never seen Bad Batch. I've also never seen the other Clone Wars. I've only seen the good Clone Wars. So you should probably just do that.
All the WEG books are available online on the website.
Yeah.
There's the Internet Archive.
It's on StarWarsTimeline.net. That's not true. That's not possible.
You're not my daddy. You're
Is
not.
that it there, or is that just telling you what they've done? No, that's it. Thankfully, I don't have to do that. I can just reach up there.
And have a proper book in your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, I don't have all of them, though, which is really, really annoying. But yeah, I've got enough. Don't have to keep me going.
Speaking of keeping going, where do we go next?
Look at you. Hassle, hassle, hassle.
Yes, yes.
Speaking of zombies with Napoleonic hats.
Scripps. Haven't seen him in a whole week.
It's true. Scribulor doing his meme huzzas.
Huzzah! And he's terrible at it again.
Well, as he says, not his best painting, feeling a bit rusty. I assume he's saying that because he hates everyone.
Yeah.
And for those playing along at home, those are 20mm figures, so smaller than your average bear.
Small.
They are the boo-boo to our standard Yogi.
He has them all on auto order. Probably. I mean, if you're a customer to a certain
Demon.
Night Demon, to a certain shop, they might anticipate that you would want certain things, so they probably put a box for you aside.
Who? What? He's putting boxes of stuff aside.
Put it in the box.
I'm curious.
I do not have reverb. We have some kind of echo coming via the means of Jerry. I don't know why.
What? Ooh. Tim has reverb. Ooh, nice. I don't hear it, but then to be fair, I don't listen to Twitch. So two twats on there at the moment just never shut up. Just talk arse all the fucking time.
And then they just go on a tangent.
Interrupt my football view.
Those are the worst kind.
Oh, sons of bitches. I like Napoleonics. I really want to do Napoleonics. I've got some Napoleonic books on their way to me as well.
But then you would have to paint Napoleon.
No.
No?
No.
Are you going Pete's Paper Boys?
Technically, yes / no. I'm getting the Pete's range from WowFun, so all in the plexiglass in 10mm. So I'm just waiting for the books to arrive so I can see how I need to base up my Peninsula War stuff. I think I'm probably going to do Peninsula War. It's the best war. It is. Everybody, well, Coalition Wars were fun as well. So many people go Waterloo. I mean, Walad went Waterloo, and you go, it's fine, but it's a fucking. There's a reason it's called the 100-Day Campaign. It's not even a year long, for fuck's sake. There's not a huge amount going on. A lot of the fun stuff wasn't there. It's a bit dull. Yes, it ends in Waterloo, and yes, as Abbott told us, money, money, money. Not sure what that meant, but yeah,
Rocket
the Peninsula War was years.
This, for the first time, I thought
He was being hung.
Yeah,
being hung by an invisible fucking tree.
Hang him higher.
You see that man with the big long pokey stick?
Yes.
There's another man with an equally long pokey stick walking backwards behind the fellow who's up that scaffolding.
Ah, I see the legs.
Yes. Now imagine there's a torso, and that torso has arms and head, and in those arms he is carrying another pokey stick.
Ah, see, there's the pokey stick.
There we go.
It's all about a perspective in life.
It's nice that even back during the Napoleonic Wars, the British Army were interested in health and safety. Like they tell you today at your fireworks displays, always use a long match or some form of lighter to ignite your rocket from a distance and then retreat to a safe area to watch it go off.
Oh, yes, that's
Yeah, stuff's gorgeous, Zorg. But it also gives a really nice description, potted history of specific regiments. So there's a British regiment there that are originally Irish, but then changed, or the regiment was shifted essentially to be Middlesex and then Dorchester. So you get the history behind the regiment as well, which I think it's one of the things that I really like about historics. That weirdly, some people like 40k players don't like it. It's like, oh, I want to research that regiment, and then you start talking to them. It's like, well, I'm playing the 4th Company of the Blood Angels because they were at blah 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 when they fought blah blah blah, and they were accompanied by this Imperial Guard regiment. I'm going, you're already doing all of the history stuff. You're just doing it in a made-up world that can change. The nice thing about our history is it rarely changes.
And it can't be redacted that easily.
Well, give Trump time. He's not in the door yet.
I said not that easily. I didn't say it's not possible. I've read my 1984.
Yes.
Still waiting for my acceptance letter for application to the Bureau of Corrections.
Oh. I'm connecting to chat. Have I been disconnected?
No.
Oh, I'm back. Welcome to the chat room. Hello, chat room.
Yeah, Scripps being a bastard again.
Bastard, like a Yorkshire tea bag covered in water.
Indeed.
On the subject of historians.
We can't stop thinking about ancient Rome.
I know.
Lloyd, take a page out of this man's book.
So,
Hello, Dave.
That's just Dave welcoming me back to the chat room, you see.
I know.
Thank you.
I'm just making this a circle jerk.
Oh, my favourite kind of jerk. So, Maldroth, who's a member of the House of Water, #BestHouse, he's working on some stuff for his TBX games. Had been asking about static grass applicators, at which point Soap told him he really needs to be spending big money for it. We were going, oh, you could just use a balloon or like a bit of rod or like a cat, just rub a cat on your jumper, then hold the cat above it. And Soap's going, no, you must buy a static grass applicator.
Yes, soap, you did. I heard that.
Oh, it was. And then he hit him with a bag of satsumas. It's vicious, absolutely vicious. Anyway, this is gaming train. This is the sort of train that would make Lloyd and Warren vomit uncontrollably. But I am more than happy
Why?
because it is functional. It doesn't look realistic, but you can play a game on it. So there we have our little DBME style ploughed fields. I have ploughed fields as well, although I stole my ploughed fields from Lloyd and Warren whenever they went. You can just get carpet tiles, brown carpet tiles from B&Q and cut them into field shapes and go, that's fucking great. Great for 28, not so much for 15. But making your hills like that, that's a 3-step hill and a 2-step hill, or they can be separated out into single hills. People will hate that. I fucking love it. You sold your DB8. Oh man. So it was that who I arrived, and I remember looking through it with Warren one day, and he was going, "Oh, what can we do with this? And how would I use this in such and such a way?" Well, you could just do it like this. And then I think he took it away to put all the round bases or something. I have not seen it since. It was really nice medieval. Wasn't there medieval stuff? I remember medieval. I remember knights. Anyway, so yes.
Looks like he plundered some shop.
Yeah, he might have plundered a shop. Maybe he paid for it though. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Look, it's a little camp. Dark Age, late Roman cataphract. Oh, cataphract, that was it. Oh no, that wasn't it. No, I definitely see medieval knights, which means he got a DBA army of medieval knights from somewhere as well. I know he was also hooking around eBay at the same time. He was just looking for, were they all 15 mil? I don't know. Yeah, I've seen the medieval 15 mil, which means somewhere he's got DBA armies, Dark Age DBA armies. Somewhere, you say?
I think it was something smaller, which like we take a break from 50 mil a bit.
Right. See, now I really want to see those fucking armies. I'd do something with them. Look at that. Look at them. And their DBXy goodness. Here's a full unit. How big's your unit? 4 men. Why is it 4 men? Because they're fucking heavy infantry. 4 men on a 40 by 15 mil base, heavy infantry. 4 men on a 40 by 20 mil base, medium infantry. Or 3 men on a 40 by 20. We'll also do medium. Much easier. Look down and just tell exactly what they are. Don't need the specifics, ma'am. Just the facts. Anyway. Celts.
He's collecting a lot of stuff.
Fucking 4 armies. Saxon, Pectorthurian and Irish. Oh my god. My god.
Elephant.
Hope you got plenty of money off them. They're probably all on round bases by now.
Why are you punishing yourself like that? Just imagine people being decent people and using proper bases.
Oh, the Peter Dennis interview, I think is going to go out next week.
The one that got cut.
By the way, yes. On the subject of decent people. So, I think it's going to go out for Culty Games. Oh, Vallejo Textured Earth. I have exactly the same colour right there. Vallejo Textured Earth is great for 15s.
Speaking of colour, did you see that Mr. Blanche is now doing paints with the army painter?
No.
They just...
At least it's not John Toyer.
An hour ago, they teased him being part of the masterclass.
All right, okay, so he's... But, I mean, they've already released the range. So... unless he's going to come in and say spill coffee over everything afterwards, because that's how most of his pictures were done. Draw it and then fuck coffee at it. Go, yep, we're done with this. Let's move on. Sweet, sweet plexiglass minis on square bases, you say? Sweet like candy.
So many small bits and pieces.
Oh, it's a fantastic project. Showing people just how cheap historical wargaming can be, and how you can play a mass battle game without going. See everybody who goes, "Oh, I'll never paint all the miniatures for mass battle game." You go, well, theoretically, if depending on the rule set you're playing, you're not having to paint 24, 48, 36 men for a unit. You're painting 2, 3, or 4 for a unit, and the rule set gives you the same feeling of having to deal with, a legion marching into battle against a Celtic horde or whatever. Anyway, yeah, you say that, but your eyesight can cope with 28 mil. 15 mil is the same. Just
Just less detail.
Yeah, don't do detail at all.
Don't do buttons and eyes.
Either you block the things in and then wash it all down, or you spray it black, dry brush it up, and then speed paint over the top of it. Look, ladies.
What's that technique coined again? I can't remember.
I think it's just called dry brush and inks. That's what we used to call it. Just gonna dry brush and ink it. Okay. They look like
3D prints.
Yeah, but I wonder if they come from Avatars of War, because they started doing STLs of stuff. I have some of their bits and pieces they were doing in the early PVC sort of things. The resin stuff was to die for. The PVC stuff was less so. But then they've moved into STLs. I'm wondering if that's what they are. Look, they're going to cross those fucking walls in no time. Tiny barricades won't keep them out.
Yes.
Just because they have details doesn't mean you have to paint them.
Lovely small stuff. At some point in the future, I might eventually take a dive into some small stuff.
Yes, do that. Shall I send you something? What's this beside me? They look like 10 mil Vikings. Yes, 10 mil Vikings. Yeah, well then.
Well, throw him at the monitor. Maybe they'd reach me.
Ooh, White Angel miniatures. Never heard of them. Although, obviously, they have access to the Dark Elf army. So that's good.
Yes, Dutch, once somebody does a proper Star Wars Legion epic size thingamajig. Hello, Mr. Knutz.
You utter bastard, Jam. I have to say, I mean, I'm aware
Bastard.
of DB. I was never a fan of DB as a game for me, but I do like L'Art de la Guerre, which uses a similar style of basing to the DBX systems. So yeah, it's good times. Teach their own. But there's plenty of other games out there. DBA, because it has its DBA 12 elements, isn't it? That's your army. Boom, 12. And then your limitations in there are set up and defined by the army. I suppose also the other thing DBA has, which people might not be aware of, is depending who the defender is, you will be told what type of land is associated with their area. So, if you are Goths attacking Rome, Romans have a specified type of land, like arable and things. So the sort of terrain that you're going to need. So even though you can have a generic terrain board, the setup when you play a game is defined by the area you're attacking into, which is good.
I
Anyway.
was thinking you were going to say it has a random movement.
No, I hate random movement. I still don't know where somebody got the idea that Midgard was random movement.
Oh,
Uh,
maybe it's just a misunderstanding.
it wasn't. Might be. Might be. Anyway, it doesn't. DBA tournaments around me look fun, not competitive. Some even have come with the worst list criteria. Oh, that's fancy. I can't remember what it was about. Actually, I know what it was about DBA. What am I famous for when it comes to dice rolls? It's the reason I have average dice there. DBA, you roll a d6 to work out your command pips. So every pip on your dice is an action that something can take, either an individual unit or a group of units. And you do that rolling against your opponent at the start of the turn. So what would happen is I would roll a 1, and then they would roll like a 4, 5, or 6. So I would move one element or group of elements once, and then their entire army would outmaneuver me, and this would happen many times.
In a row.
And I would just get swamped. So, yes.
Orinoco says
Layers. Lair. I only use the only game I use those for is Flames of War. They stay in my Flames of War case, and I don't break them out for anything else. I should. Anyway, average dice are good because it means on a standard D6, your swing is 5, so you can get 1. Your opponent gets 6. You're 5 worse off than them for that turn. With average dice, lowest you can roll is a 2, and the highest they can roll is a 5. So it's only a 3 pip swing, which makes it more manageable. So everybody should own average dice all the time.
see you in a sec, Mr. Knutz.
He's getting his laptop out for the lads.
Just as long he doesn't get his lap out, I'm fine with that.
Probably because Midgard is published by the Lardies. Yeah, but it wasn't written by the Lardies. You know.
Yeah, but that's a fine difference most people don't get. A publisher is not a...
You have to separate the writer from the publisher. I mean, the Daily Mail serialized Mein Kampf, but that doesn't mean Hitler had anything in common with the right-wing policies of the Daily Mail staff.
Hold on, I've got a button for that. Oh.
Oh, I've given myself a cramp.
Don't pull your back.
Oh, so it's my chest. Oh, so good. So good.
Yes.
Anyway.
Shall we go on?
Sure, why not?
From one gun-wielding lunatic to the next.
He gets a bad rap, but he did kill Hitler.
But he did it in one shot.
Yeah.
So, Rev.
This is interesting. I can't remember. I don't know if we've been here.
I don't think so. I can't remember.
I've certainly been here many times, but I don't know if you've been here. He is building a Halo board for Halo Dead Zone.
The board game.
Yep. And he's building it around a very specific level from Halo. Now, this is one where there's not much in it yet, but Halo fans may want to keep their eye on it because he's doing it in a very specific way. He's got his big sheet of XPS foam, which he's gouged his 3-inch squares into, but he's specifically looking to make it look like the computer game, and to that end, the rendering of the textures for the map. So this is the bottom one is the first pass where he did it and it was all stippled or sponged on. So he had that patchy feel of the rendered grass. The first pictures we look at up further up is where he's gone back in and re-stippled, added another color over the top, and I think that one looks better as his plans for his.
Yeah, it really does look like a 1990s computer game.
Yes,
or
rendered thing, which is why I'm really interested in where he's going to go with the buildings. I don't want this to peter out, but he has got a list of terrain elements. So the beacon, the trees,
there's
the antenna rocks, gumdrop rocks, whatever the fuck they are.
There's two possibilities. He could go. The one would be awful ones and zeros.
Oh, why would you even fucking say that?
And the other one is due to the nature of the shapes and textures.
Yes.
Go hot wire cutter all the way.
Yes.
Do the proper building.
I really now. I think he's going to go the proper building because in the actual project he says he's going to make a mock-up of the beacon, which you're currently looking at there, that huge, weird, angular thing, to get the scale right and that sort of bits and pieces behind it. The plan is to make, here we go, no fancy bespoke terrain making tools required. So it's not going to be a hot wire cutter. It's going to be done by the medium of a straight edge and a knife.
And many
materials
many blades.
Oh, all the blades. Materials will be cheap and easily found. Foam core boards, dollar store, evergreen plastic trees, PVA glue, sand, paints, brushes, cereal boxes, etc. This is what I yearn for at a trade fest.
Yeah, I can see the inspiration behind it, and I can also very much admire the
sexy fun times.
Yeah, and also that he could really pull it off, having a playable gaming terrain that looks almost like this little valley. It might be a bit flatter than the video game, but
yeah, well, there's not going to be the contours. Although weirdly, there's no reason not to have the contours because you play in a grid system. But the problem with sculpting is that you can't put buildings on then afterwards. You're restricted in where they go. So I'm quite content for it to be.
Yeah, it's a compromise that goes for functionality over form, literally.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible you could do hills because you can cut the thing into the hills afterwards and then set those on like little hex terrain hills type thing.
He could also just build extra hills and just plonk them on the flat table.
I don't think Lloyd has seen this yet, and he's not building Rome, as we've already discussed. It's still behind me. In fact, he left the country again. I'm not saying he left the country to avoid it. Isn't that
scared of building Rome that he needs to flee the country?
It's a fucking outrage.
Outrage!
I'm Tony Harrison. It's an outrage. You cockney twat.
Lloyd on the run.
What Salt Dungeon is going to now? I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of them around.
As long as it doesn't start taking strange women's hands again.
Shh, don't say it. We've not been through all of his holiday snaps from the first one. That was one folder out of, I think, 6 or 7 from that fucking trip.
Jeebus.
One folder.
Can you imagine Lloyd being born 20 years earlier and having actual deer
photographs
at his home?
Actually going full Rimmer.
Yeah.
Here's my slideshow of the engine decks. I mean, it's not a million miles away. The salt mine was fucking great, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it was interesting to look at, yes.
What are they? Are you allowed to do that? Why are they all over the place? That's not right.
What has
take it easy, Dave.
For us?
There are aqueducts. Good old invisible ducks.
Have some loiders.
Don't want. It's like some sort of reverse confetti, but Lloyd. It's bad times. Let's move away from here.
Yes. Move quickly. G-Group. Entropy City making a war game.
We've not been here in a fucking age.
Or more.
Yeah. So, Bruce is making Entropy City, which is essentially Road Rash as a racing game. Kind of Gasland for bikers, where they can drive around and punch each other in the face. He has been doing a fuck ton of work over the last year, and we haven't been back to it since 22, I think, early 23. Because it was very ad hoc at the start. It was like, I'm going to do this. It's like, oh, I'm not doing it for a while. Oh, I'm coming back to it. It's like, oh, no.
Restarted this project 18 months ago.
No, Sky. No, you sweet summer child. Pun Dancer is very much not John. He's got more hair. But yeah.
Hello, Mr. Skyhawk. Nah, John is John Lyons.
Pun Dancer is somebody totally different.
Also, now I'm not going to spoil that. That's going to be a surprise.
Spoilers. I've killed John and eaten him.
Nah, not that kind of surprise.
So, in here you will find, amongst other things,
a video,
thoughts on the game, playtest rules, narrative backstory, maps of places like Redemption Falls, where the various gangs hang out and the areas they occupy as they all... What's going on here? Right down there.
Oh, James Kunz is throwing around money again.
Oh, he's chugging stuff at people.
And it sticks. Thanks there, Mr. Knutz.
You're right, Skyhawk. It's all about smoking heavily when you're young. That's key. I encourage more people to do it. Yeah. Although I was told this weekend past, cigarettes are apparently very expensive these days.
I wouldn't know.
When I quit, it was like $5 a pack. Now it's £20 for a pack. That seems excessive. That seems very excessive.
£20 for a pack
of fags. Packet of fags.
Well, that's right. Everybody has a hobby.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Anyway, so yes, you can get to see Bruce working through his game design, ethos, thoughts, and background,
and iterations of the logos of his gangs.
Yeah, I encourage people who are interested in games design, especially, or rules playtesting, to have a look through this, have a nosy around, kick the tires, give Bruce feedback, because it's a fascinating idea, and I really like Road Rash. It had an amazing soundtrack. The rulebook is only around 30 pages, and where we got, here we go, lore, game overview, miniatures, core mechanics, turn order, activations, weapons, expanded mechanics, factions, building your table, mission ideas. So it's not an onerous read for that. And there's things in there that I think are quite cute. There's things in there I'm going, maybe I wouldn't. But it's one of these things you have to kind of suck it and see. It might actually be worthwhile throwing some things down on the table and rolling some dice. He's using D10 system, if I remember correctly, although it has been a little while since I read this, so don't hold me to that. But you'll find everything in there. Not getting to grips with, I don't need to get to grips with 3D printing. In fact, there's a project coming up that will explain 3D printing and all its joys. So I'm quite content for 3D printing to be somebody else's problems. I'll just go and buy miniatures from people. People want to sell me miniatures. I'm quite content to buy their miniatures. It's good. It's good.
Does it involve bricks? Jerry has
Close.
people for that.
Very close.
Well, technically, since you live vicariously through other people's painting, why not do the same for 3D printing?
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is, I can paint. I just don't paint often.
Well, you could 3D print, but you don't.
I have no idea. You say that, but I don't know. I've never been near a 3D printer. I've seen one. Seen one in the office.
So you have been near one.
Yeah, it wasn't plugged in. It was in a box, and then got carried away by somebody else. It was good.
I
Good
thought
times.
you were referring to the one that lay on the floor in parts after John went on a tangent.
Oh, that was funny. No. No.
That should have been an extra video for XLBS backstage.
Yes. More than a city, an opportunity. Redemption Falls. It's nice. I could put that on a billboard. How many fingers have people got? The child only has 5. That's good. The father seems to have 2, 4, 6, possibly 7 and 2 thumbs. I don't know what that is. That might be a bonus finger from somebody else.
It's a radioactive.
It's all by the AI. Someday, somebody will go, look at this picture. I did it with AI, and it'll have an adequate amount of fingers. And we'll all freak out, because that'll be the singularity, having worked that shit out. Anyway, so yes. Almost.
Yes, James, I've seen the Fugu discount.
Fugu.
It's a rear axle thingamajig.
Anyway, yes.
Support my car by buying my stuff.
I mean, it's good. He hasn't put up the rad tracks yet, has he?
Don't think so.
I've done an unboxing for rad tracks because I got it through Kickstarter. It's for Gaslands, but a lot of it would work for post-apocalyptic 28mm anyway. Yes, it's made for Hot Wheels cars and shit like that, but they would just look like Jersey barricades and bits and pieces to fight around. So it's a nice set of just generic modern / sci-fi / post-apocalyptic terrain. And I've been waiting for them to actually hit the web store.
Also, I think he's shown it off on the Kickstarter with the shack.
The Love Shack. Yes.
Yeah, the wasteland shack buildings.
Yes. He hasn't started on the Brock yet.
I'm still poking him.
I know, I see that. He hasn't blocked me yet either, so he may break eventually.
One drop at a time. We will.
The thing is, I mean, we've got a rough idea, right? Because he's done the dry stone. He's done the Irish ring fort.
And he does wall sections.
Well, I'm not worried about the wall sections. Imagine the ring fort, but you want to have 4 of them. That's going to be the cost of the Brock. So you find the ring fort, multiply the cost by 4, and that will give us a rough idea of what it will cost. And that's probably what's putting him off on the grounds that, I mean, if he put a Kickstarter up and said, I'll make this, I would fucking pay for it. But I don't know how many other people will chuck the 320 odd pounds at him.
I'd say
for it.
3-4 people, maybe.
No, never got the Brock from Monolith. I don't even think it was out of stock. I think it was off the website. Last time I checked, they had a little sort of caveat, we ain't doing it anymore. I think it sounds like a bargain as well, because you have to understand a Brock's going to be essentially that big. Well, you can't see my bottom hand. Can you see? Where's my bottom hand? Time delay. There we go. Yeah. So Brock's going to be somewhere in the region of 30 to 36 centimeters. So that's a foot to 15 inches at 28mm. I think. Might be slightly higher, but let's work on the principle it's going to be that anyway. But then you're also going to be looking at maybe 30 centimeters footprint at the base, and then the double-breasted wall, because you have to have the stairs that go up through it. There's multiple levels, so tricky.
And it would be a wee bit heavy.
Oh, I don't mind about the heaviness. I mean, I've literally got boxes full of resin all over the place, so I don't mind the weight. My floorboards haven't started going yet. Have you got any of these? Oh man, where have I put it? I had some. Oh, there. Have you got your Fugu resin head?
Yes.
Stickers.
Yes.
I like it, but his old Fugu one, which I have down here, is the Fugu models thing that you have, that comes up every now and again. The old GW thing on like a purple background, like his website. So I quite like the resin head.
I have the resin
like
head
Fugu models.
pin.
Yes, I have one somewhere, but I've put it somewhere clever that I don't know. But it's safe. It is safe. Anyway.
Very clever, Mr. Bond.
Yes. So, yes, the Bruce, go let Jason know what you think of his motorcycle emptiness.
Where do we go? Have we some more? I think we have some more.
Yes. It's tightly scripted, half hour, What time is it? Oh. That's all right.
Mr. Elmir again with doing.
He's paid his little ching chongs. The Glorious Jade Empire, not to be confused with the BioWare game of the same name.
He's not a talented bugger. He's a glutton for punishment.
He's a very naughty boy.
He's not the Messiah.
Yep. That first picture, by the way, that is a skirmish force. That's what you get in one of the core boxes. So if you were to buy the Empire introductory set, that's it. Cavalry. That's not it, actually. There's more models. Because he hasn't got his little fucking trikes with the mortars on the back. And he hasn't got his Bakalang ducks, or whatever they're called, the winged things. I still have no fucking idea what any of the Empire stuff is called. Filming that thing was a fucking nightmare. Because everything's on PDFs, obviously, because nobody makes fucking books these days. And with the Crown stuff, it's great. You're going, they do 2 massive artillery pieces, the Mordred and the Boers. You go, yes, they're great. And then you're going, here's the Chinese stuff. Jesus. I don't know what these are. I don't know. They make me unhappy. Anyway.
Mordred heavy artillery.
Yep, see? Things like that. Something I can understand, recognize. But I really like the
Color scheme?
Yeah, the color scheme for both. I like the fact he's gone almost Afghan with the British. They've gone khaki with the white pith helmets. They still have the red and gold, but rather than being the whole uniform, it's just accent colors on things like the shoulder pads, which is great. I have already said to Warren we should steal this for doing the Studio Armies. We just steal this paint job. This will be what we paint them like.
Why don't you just steal his army?
Because he's in Fern land. He's all the way over there in Fern, and we can't get near him. It's terrible.
How can
it's like
people
Hutch.
be so cruel to you?
It's fucking outrageous. It's an outrage. You need a Tony Harrison, by the way.
Speaking of Woody Harrelson,
Woody Harrelson.
That
Skyler from Breaking Bad.
What killed zombie people?
Yes. That's how you remember him.
Yes.
Not Woody from Cheers.
I know he did play that role, but that's not my point of reference.
Fucking appalling. Go on, continue.
Yeah, we just watched the second movie of Zombieland.
All right. Never seen it.
It's nice. It's as weird and
I like the
wacky
first one.
as
I like the one where they killed Bill Murray.
yeah.
That was good.
That gets referenced more than once in the second movie.
Now, Dutch, I'm just going to stop you there, son.
Oh no.
Twinkies are the snack beloved in America with no expiration date because they're made with no real food. Twinks are effeminate gay boys. There you go. You've corrected yourself. Okay. We may now continue. If you're not a bear, you're a twink.
It's one letter off.
Oh,
Makes
but
all the difference.
such an important letter. It's the same as when you're searching for Gary Oldman. You really want to make sure that R is in there.
Yeah, or grandfather clock.
Yes, all of these things. Certain times you don't want typos to enter your life.
Good job.
Did lose his
Vicky.
hand. You're welcome, Jam. You're very welcome. Because I just don't want him to stand there in the middle of this conversation and just shout, "Effeminate gay boys!" like he's calling them to him. Yes. Like Molly Sugden said in Are You Being Served? Her pussy is dripping.
Was it Family Guy? I think it was Family Guy. Never finish on the pussy, always finish on the back.
Yes, it's very important when you're listening to classical music.
Finish on the back, never finish on the pussy.
Claude Achille Debussy.
It's so stupid. Why
Is
am I
though?
even laughing?
Because it's about the level of our jokes and humor. That's
Yeah,
why.
it just hits the nail.
Yes, on the head. Anyway, so yes,
Yeah,
I quite like Elmere stuff. It's really nice. Didn't bother painting eyes, but he did do the shading on the lenses for people wearing goggles, and did paint the Black Watch tartan on the people driving the walkers. So lunatic. I think that's how that one goes.
Yes, a wee bit mental, I'd say.
Yes.
Let's jump ahead and leave that man behind.
Go and see Bob. Bob.
Bob.
Our survey says Bob.
Alice from Bob. Saving
Bob.
Alice Christmas present.
Yes. So he sets it up with this. I'm slowly building a late 44, early 45 Winter Army. And as you do remember the clip at the start of Scrooged with the attack of Santa's Grotto, and he was being helped by the $6 million man, I thought, let's do World War II for Christmas for a theme game. So I need some terrain for that project. So this is the table, the terrain, and everything else. I will throw out there, yes, it was from the start of Scrooged. It was when they were going through the Christmas trailers for their holiday period. And can anybody remember what the name of the movie was? Because tragically, I didn't have to look this up. By the way, it's not the $6 million man. He is literally being saved by Lee Majors, the actor, because he goes, Lee, you've been a very good boy this year. It's called The Day the Reindeer Died. This is one Santa that's going out the front door. So anyway, none of that is going to be in this project. That was just the idea behind it. It was to play a World War II game over Christmas. But now I want nothing more than to play
Lee Majors.
that, because there is a Lee Majors model from Crooked Dice, and all you need is a Santa with a machine gun. And I'm sure somebody fucking makes one of those. In fact, I'm fairly certain Studio Miniatures, which is with Hail and Terrain now, have one of those. And then you just need some elves and a bunch of fucking ninjas or G.I. Joe or whatever to come in against them. And you can just do Lee and Santa running and gunning against whatever the fuck was coming in there.
Zombie
It was
Nazis.
fucking amazing. The Foundry do one as well, yeah. The day the reindeer died. Anyway,
Why are
so
you
yes,
remembering that title?
I loved because it was one of my favorite bits at the start of Scrooged. It was just before he there went because he watches all the trailers at the start, and he doesn't say anything. He just looks at them and goes, "Show me the Scrooge trailer." And they do the Scrooge trailer, and he turns around and goes, "It's fucking terrible." He doesn't swear. It's so boring. You've got some old fart in a chair, and then he goes, "Show them my trailer." And the trailer starts off with, acid rain, war, terror. In these days, it's important to remember the true meaning of Christmas. Charles Dickens, Scrooge, on NBC One. Don't miss it. Your life may depend on it. It's great.
It's not Christmas
Yes,
until
acid
Hans
rain.
Gruber falls off the cliff.
Fucking absolutely superb. Yes, that is also true. And despite what Bruce Willis says, it is a Christmas movie. Although Bruce Willis is also seriously dementia suffering these days, so he may not realize it was a Christmas movie anymore. Maybe that was our first hint.
Also, I'm guessing he only said that to be remembered for annoying everybody.
I don't know. Who knows? Yes, you can't buy that publicity. I want this trailer run every half hour with a disclaimer beforehand. If you have a weak heart, you must leave the room. Foundry Santa has a bazooka. That's fine. The Hayland Miniatures one doesn't. He does have a machine gun. So that's good. When's the Mad Heidi sequel out? Oh, for people not in the hashtag best house, you missed Saturday night's Mad Heidi. I believe this... Is it this Saturday? Yeah, this Saturday is going to be Kneecap. So...
You can watch nude nuns with guns.
I often do. Guy sneaks around to town.
To avoid
Great.
It's like how Darkstar is the prototype to Alien, Die Hard is the prototype to Harry Potter.
Oh, fuck, I heard the other day. So, the guy from Darkstar, O'Bannon, who wrote Alien, he wrote Darkstar, but he also starred in Darkstar. He was one of the crew. However, he also is in Halloween, kind of.
He's one of the dead people?
He is a university friend of John Carpenter. John Carpenter, him and another guy started a group. So they've released some songs. At one point in Halloween near the start, before Michael starts kicking off, they're playing some of their music when the couple get in the car to leave and leave Jamie Lee Curtis to fucking babysit. So technically he's in Halloween. And the third member of that group, who's another friend from university, he also went on to be a director or an editor or something in the movie. All three of them ended up in movies. Presumably they were all at some form of cinema school, college, university thing at the time. But anyway, I'm trying to remember the name of fucking John Carpenter's group. I'm sure somebody will remember because it's got a really weird name. All I can think of is Ongo Bongo, and it's not Ongo Bongo because that's Simpsons guy. Danny Elfman was in Ongo Boingo. But it might be like a smoking reference or carpets. I don't know. Anyway.
John Carpenter's band, something with carpets.
Yeah. Like grey tweed or something. I've got to look that one up because that'll fucking kill me. Not Carpet Munchers. John Carpenter's band is called... No, it wasn't Gunship. Why are you telling me it's Gunship? Definitely wasn't Gunship. Fuck it. Fuck it.
If you know the answer, answers on the postcard.
I'll find out and I'll let you all know. Don't worry about it.
While
I will
that,
message each and other one of you individually. There's a thing. Do we have one left or two? Because I'm looking at... That's okay. Because I've got the project system between them. And I'm wondering if I accidentally hit back or something in between.
No, there's one left. It's Amanda's little, what's it called? Sacrifice to Hell. A project for Saga.
Very much so. Very much so. It's like the Travelling Wilburys, but different, but in the same vein. So yes, Amanda's project is here specifically because, you know, ones and zeros. This reinforces my view of ones and zeros. Like following people on X or Facebook, this reinforces my already existing opinion of 3D printing, and therefore we're looking at it. So, yes. It's not a massive rant, to be fair. I haven't seen a single expletive in there. I've seen you saying it's too brittle and they've done this badly and they shouldn't be selling this. But at no point did you call them cocksuckers or anything like that. The actual plan behind it is to build a lovely Viking styly statue using a miniature from Bad Squiddo Pass, potentially. Discuss. Anyway, so it's one of hell. So Queen of the Dead in Norse mythology. But the idea was to have these 4 lovely fluming braziers puffing away around the base of the statue. Unfortunately, they've arrived with multitude of issues, you know, like incomplete print because they tried to fit too much on the print bed, or badly supported so bits have floated off, or clipping on the model where they've accidentally put a support through the model so it sticks out of the foot. And then, of course, the resin itself, because it's a 3D print, is brittle and not as good as real resin. Everything about this just reinforces my already existing bias that 3D printing isn't the greatest. Therefore, I'm 100% on board with this.
Yeah, not in the current state of tech.
One from Bad Squiddo, one from Footsore, and a couple from Grip. Oh, this is the problem I have. Amanda. I've not seen them yet. You've said somewhere what you're going to use, but you've not put any pictures up of the miniatures.
Oh no.
So I need to see those. I need tangible realization. That's how it goes.
Take pictures, put pictures in project system.
Whipping on the gripping beasties. I wonder what the gripping beast ones are. The blood eagle from Footsore. I was going to reach over there because he was there for about 3 years, but I finally put him in with my Viking army. So he's not. So I know the blood eagle, so I can imagine that in my head. That's fine. But I don't know the other ones. I didn't even know Annie had done a hell miniature. I'm hoping it looks like Kate Blanchett. I'm hoping it looks like Kate Blanchett from Hot Fuzz, where she's wearing a mask, goggles, and a full boiler suit, so she doesn't contaminate an area with the thing. And you just paint her up and go, yeah, it's Goddess of Hell. That'd be good. Coupe de Villes, you fucking legend. I knew I had multiple words in it. And I couldn't. Yes, thank you, Jill. Thank you. Because that was going to kill me. And it's not on his fucking wiki page anywhere. Because I've been scrolling down his wiki page through his discography of albums. And it was killing me because none of the fucking things listed it. So yes, the Coupe de Villes. It'll probably tell you who the third person is and what he does. Actually, I don't need to. I can do that myself. Coupe de Villes. It's in IMDb random. Why is it in his random facts? Why is it not under his discography and fucking Wikipedia, for fuck's sake? Jesus, titty fucking
Tommy Lee
Christ.
Wallace and Nick Castle.
It's a fucking outrage. An outrage. Oh, I thought it was Bannon was in it. So it's Nick Castle was the other. Okay. He was still in Dark Star, mind you. So he's a screenwriter and film director as well, who did The Last Starfighter, which is a fucking amazing film.
Yes. Full
And
Blossom. No, Death Blossom.
Death Blossom.
Death Blossom.
With Greg and Tommy Lee Wallace. Oh, I've pressed a button. It's gone weird. That was it. So Tommy Lee Wallace is the third / least interesting one in that he did Dark Star and then did weirdly, I already fuck me, I referenced it earlier. He directed The Fog. I knew he did Halloween 3.
Circle.
He did Halloween 3, the weird one where all the kids start, turning into pumpkin-headed monsters because of the TV station. That was a weird thing. Anyway, I digress.
That's a weird link there for Bad Squiddo.
Ooh.
Oh yes, that's a bloody hell. That's bloody.
Oh, that's a weird link. Oh, because it only linked the first bit, so I don't want to link it. I want to copy it. Oh, it's got a snack and everything. Look, she's ripped all the skin off them like Hellraiser. Look at that. That's kind of cool. I mean, there's no white boiler suit, goggles and mask. But you can't have everything. The Mist is better. Different. I wouldn't say better. I do like The Mist, where the Punisher punishes his family for going in a car with him during a monster attack.
Add the other brother Fenrir.
Bad Squiddo do a really nice wolf miniature for Fenrir because I bought it a while ago when I was painting the stuff for Silver Bayonet, actually. Half of the Silver Bayonet stuff. There you go. There's Fenrir. It fits on a 40mm or a 50 by 25 cavalry base. So it's a big chunky thing. Was I saying that I'd start rewatching American Gods? Oh no, I was talking to Ben earlier about that. I was rewatching American Gods. It's good.
Wait, you're talking to Ben outside video?
We often do.
No.
Yes. Because that's got Odin in it. Played by Lovejoy. So there you go. Now you know the Coupe de Villes. Go off and listen to their music.
Now go outside and play in the fog. Say hello to the people with the wooden legs.
No, I'm not going outside in that fog. It is still quite foggy, to be fair. Although not as foggy as it was earlier. I can see across the street now. So, means I can see the fucking undead pirates coming for me. I don't want that.
Would they really come for you?
I'd much rather they, probably. I'd much rather I didn't see them coming. That's how I want to go.
Behind.
Exactly. I want to go like Red Leader. Anyway, so yeah, there you go.
Yes, I think
That's
that
all I have
concludes our tightly scripted 30 minutes for today.
Yarp.
And I'm hoping to see you a lot again next week. And
Darp.
I'll have a nap now, I think.
Yes.
You all go play in the fog. Goodbye.
Fog
I'm
you.
waving.
Fucking
And
fogs.
now, where's my button?